Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your man, Bentley Kyle Evans, and yes, we are back with another episode of The Hollywood Blueprint. And today, I want to talk about what's my favorite movie of all time. So, I'll tell you what it is, and I'll tell you why. Stick around, it's going to be fun. I want to talk a little bit about my favorite feature film, my favorite movie of all time. Now, I would say in my 5 decades that I've seen hundreds upon hundreds and hundreds of feature films. And when it comes down to what my favorite one is, I think that I would have to say, drum roll please, I'm not going to tell you just yet. But I will say this, I've seen some really good ones. The 70s was the greatest time for films for me. I loved the exploitation movies, the Truck Turners and the Superflies and the Shafts and Claudine and so many others. And then moving into the 80s and the 90s, I loved Boomerang. I loved every Eddie Murphy movie ever recorded in the 90s and in the 80s. There's so many to pick from. And I even penned one called A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. These are all great movies that I really, really loved. But my favorite film, lo and behold, is The Wizard of Oz. It's probably the film that I've seen the most out of any other film ever in my lifespan. I loved The Wizard of Oz because I love the message that was behind The Wizard of Oz. If you think about the movie The Wizard of Oz, it's the greatest story ever told. And I'll just fast forward to pretty much the ending of the movie, because the ending of the movie tells the greatest power that we all as individuals possess. What I mean by that is that in the end of the Wizard of Oz film, we got a chance to see the main character that went through hell on earth, or hell in Oz, come to the reality that she had the power, she possessed the power the entire time to get to where she wanted to get. And I use that as a metaphor for anything that an individual wants to do. They can go and try to seek help from other places and through all these different obstacles, which is life. And the reality is they have the power all along to just get to where they wanted to go. They don't really need the assistance of others. But in The Wizard of Oz, it broke down this story of a young lady, and you could also attribute the same attributes to The Wiz. If you think about The Wiz, it's pretty much the same movie, it's just black. And so I loved both of them. Which one did I like better? I always go with The Wizard of Oz because it's a classic that was done in the 1930s and it's still around today. And it was at the very forefront of color films being distributed through the industry. It was one of the first early colorized films. So I love the story because the main character is pretty much an innocent bystander that has a lot of hopes and dreams, and then that character happens to get lost along the way and ends up in a place that she doesn't recognize and that she can't really relate to. And then she starts to see the population of all these other people that she's never really come encounter with before, different kinds, little people, big people, small people, evil people, great people. And so to me, what that movie does, it symbolizes life itself, because once we realize who we are and what we're doing in a specific place, but we're trying to get to another place, we have to walk along a journey to get there. And there was the good witch and the bad witch, which in my opinion symbolized God and the devil. And as you're walking through life, you have to come encounter with evil and positivity, which was Glinda the Good Witch and the Bad Witch. And so when Dorothy started out along her way to get to what she found out to be Oz by listening to others, they sold her on this dream of this wizard that could take her where she wanted to go, which was just home. So she started out on this journey, and along the way, she picked up these hanger-ons. And what happens in life, we walk through life and we pick up hanger-ons all the time. And a lot of times, they suck the energy out of you because they need you to help them with their shortcomings. Well, in the movie Wizard of Oz, that's exactly what seemed to happen. She picked up a scarecrow along the way, and he needed a brain. She picked up a lion along the way, and that lion needed courage. She picked up a tin man along the way, and that tin man needed heart. These were three needy people, three needy beings that she picked up along the way, and she felt like, I don't want to go at it alone. I'd rather have company with me because life is a very lonely place. But they were all trying to get one thing, and that was the thing that they needed to survive and thrive in the world that they were living in. Dorothy simply wanted to go home, but she made a friend with these unlikely individuals, and they came with her along her way. And of course, on the way to see the wizard, she comes encounter with everything, every obstacle that could stop her from getting there. But she continued to persevere because now she had a group of friends to go along with her. And so I use that as a metaphor when I think about what my life has been, because I realize that I have, again, picked up several hanger-ons, some good, some bad. People come in your life for different reasons, and then sometimes they leave your life and you never see them again, but they were there for a season and for a reason. Well, in the movie Wizard of Oz, once she got to see the wizard nearly toward the end of the film, she realized that the wizard was nothing more than just a mortal man. There was no wizard. It was this created thing that existed in her reality, but in reality, it wasn't a reality. It was just a man behind a curtain that had convinced this entire world, this entire nation, that this was the person that made all the decisions and had all the answers and that could cure all your problems. Once she realized that this person was nothing but just really a fallacy, just a false prophet, she realized by way of this person that had been exposed that, hey, listen, you can blow my cover if you want, but I'm here to tell you, you don't need me. You have all the power yourself. You can listen to all these other people. People can give you advice. People can tell you what's wrong, what's right. Hanger-ons can come and they can go. But the reality of it is, you came in here by yourself, you're going to leave by yourself. And if you're trying to get to a specific place in life, whether that's to the next level or just back home, it's all up to you. All you had to do was click your heels 3 times. You could have gone home at any point in time. You didn't have to go through these obstacles. You didn't have to deal with all of these negative forces that were coming at you. All you had to do was just focus, close your eyes, and click your heels, and you could go anywhere you want. I realized that in my life, that whether it's the Hollywood industry, whether it's life itself, whether it's whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, you can do that by believing in yourself, focusing in on your dream, and really putting forth an effort to make it happen, and you can get to whatever place that you're trying to get to. And that's the reason why I fell in love with The Wizard of Oz when I was in single digits, and I still will watch it to this very day, and The Wiz as well, to this very day, because it's a very important story. It's the most important story ever told. So The Wizard of Oz, I would have to say, is my all-time favorite movie, and I'm not willing to argue with anybody about it. It's not up for discussion. But what I do want to know is, what's your favorite movie? I'd be interested to see it in the comments. So make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you tell a friend about Bentertainment, my station here on YouTube. And I want you to tell me what your favorite film is because I'd like to analyze it and get back with you with all my anecdotes. Anyway, I'm out of here, guys. It's been fun. I want to know what your favorite film is, and we're out of here. See you on the next episode of A Hollywood Blueprint.